Okay. I just
Here we go, folks. We're live, 7 o'clock time. Welcome to Fandango Friday.
Fandango Friday. Where is everyone? But we will put some Fandango in Fandango. Hopefully.
I suppose so. I been up since very early this morning. I don't know how Fandango-ish I'll be, but well, we are doing a little hangout here on Friday night, and January has come and gone. It's leaving us. We did not have any deep freezes in Louisiana in December or January, and I said if we could make it through January, we pretty much be clear of deep freezes. We may have some.
Well, it has been a very, knock on wood, a very mild winter, to say the least. Even up here, relatively.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm happy. No one. I mean, the most we had was some flurries a few times, but we're talking about flurries mixed with, no, not mixed with a burp, mixed with rain. Therefore, it melted when it hit the ground. So,
well, we've had lots of rain, but of course no snow, and the coldest it got in Louisiana where I live now, Shreveport, Monroe, that's North Louisiana. They always get a lot colder and they get snow every year. But down in southeastern Louisiana, hello, cheers to you. The coldest we got so far was 28 degrees for about 4 hours.
Well, look at South Florida. They had some slightly sub-freezing temperatures.
So we got 28 degrees for about 4 hours here so far.
I just want to tell. Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's time for you to launch us with the bells.
oh, bells and whistles. I just want. All right, let me get the bells out of the way because they don't take long. All right, we got old-fashioned jingle bells. It's still winter. Bells and whistles, as Ronnie S. says, bells and whistles. I want to tell everyone that please be careful when you utilize the touch screen, like at your ATM. Try to wear gloves of some kind. You know, I know it's easier for you ladies to do it because you have all kinds of nice, slender, glamorous, fashionable-looking gloves. Where if a man wore that, he would, he would look like a fruit booty. But be careful when you go to public places and you enter a restroom. Try to use a napkin or something, paper towel, to open the door, and just be careful because viruses, of course, cannot be destroyed or treated with antibiotics. Only bacterial infections. So. There's viruses also mutate and come back stronger. So be careful. If anybody starts coughing, whether they cover their mouth or not, walk away. Walk away and don't shake their hand. So this is the thing. Now, what happened, my friend in Shanghai, China says what happened is there was a shortage of disposable medical masks because people with bucks were going in and buying the whole inventory, lock, stock, and barrel. And I suggested to her there are washable medical masks that come in all kinds of patterns and colors. Use it one day, wash it with good detergent, wear another one the following day, so on and so forth. So prevention is your best strategy, people. I think it really is upsetting when someone just coughs in the air. I know kids do it because they don't know any better, and that's where a lot of illnesses are. That's how a lot of illnesses are brought home by children, you know. And kids touch everything, ain't blah, 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 you know, and then they touch the doorknobs and everything, and then they bring it home to the family. So just use common sense, please, in this very germy modern society, in the end times we're living in. That's it. My little rant is done.
Well, we appreciate your PSA. And tonight I'm gonna do rum tomorrow morning, but tonight I'm gonna do blended Scotch whiskey, and I have.
Oh, I'm gonna do rum.
I should have brought rum. I could go get it. I have from this was introduced in 1909, Johnny Walker Red Label. It actually came out before 1909. It was called Old Highland Blended Scotch Whiskey, but the company decided, the grandsons decided to rebrand it, give it a little more like excitement. So they came out with the Striding Man, you know, the guy, the Walker. And yeah, there he is. And
there he is. What a long-legged gentleman he is.
And then they rebranded as Johnny Walker Red Label and the 12-year Black Label. I have the 3-year 12 label. I mean the 3-year Red Label, and now they're being politically correct, so they're on the market. There's a Jamie Walker.
Well, come on. Hey, that's material for the next progressive discussion show. You said Jamie Walker?
Yeah, a woman wearing a vest walking, you know, with the.
That's what I have to say to that.
Yeah, because people, I guess, were complaining, why is it always a man who's walking, you know?
Oh, poor thing. It reminds me of Elizabeth Warren says, what the Bernie Sanders, you said a woman can never win an election. The crying tower. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm glad you brought that, because that's a great all-purpose Johnny Walker product. It could be used as a mixer. Yeah, he likes my little thing. That's what they do. Feminists. I am woman.
Hear me sob.
Hear me. Right. I should have got the wash rag and filled it with water. Crocodile tears.
But you know, we do know that 48 years ago, it was proven that a very young, athletic 27-year-old woman could beat any tennis champion as long as he was like 54 years old and worn out.
Oh, Bobby Riggs. I mean, Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs. I can't forget when Bobby Riggs and Billie Jean King were on The Odd Couple, on an episode of The Odd Couple. That was pretty funny. But they played it up pretty good.
Yeah, I would have liked to see her go up against Jimmy Connors, see how that would have panned out. But
Riggs, you are a charter member of Riggs Pigs. He had a contest. It was Felix and Oscar. There was some kind of contest. Anyway.
Yeah, the Odd Couple. Now here is the competitor, the unknown practically Piper Dean. I got some glare, you see. So
Piper
Dean blended Scotch whiskey, only on the market since 2016. Oh, there's a little bit better without the glare. It's from Scotland, obviously, but I don't think this is going to be too much of a contest, to say the truth. But anyway,
I have this much Glen Silver blended Scotch whiskey left, and the funny thing is, back in my hometown, the very large liquor store that I used to stroll and take videos of, that you noticed.
Yeah.
They actually, that was right next to a Catholic college called Felician College. Their grants was lower priced than the Glen Silver, and over here it's the opposite. The Glen Silver is lower in price than the grants. But what upsets me about the management here is, I'll give you a perfect example. Oh, I got to hear the cling, clang, clang.
Okay.
But you'll do it. And
I was making sure I had the same level on both.
okay, music from heaven. So what happened was, let's take a real popular hard liquor company like Bacardi's. I went there and I saw it at a distance. I go, oh, look at the various Bacardis up there. Let me see if they have what I want. No Bacardi Black. I call the manager. I says, you got practically every Bacardi here. Where's Bacardi Black? Oh no, we never have it. I go, yeah, but doesn't it make sense to have the full product line of the popular hard liquors? That makes sense. Uh, I mean, now there was a rum that I was going to get instead of what I got here, but it was a cheaper rum, and it was made by a company called Black Cat, which I never had before. And it has the black Halloween cat with the archback, it's called Black. Yeah. And I've had Black Cat German white wine, but they called it Schwarz, whatever the heck the word cat in German.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, but I decided to get this. I don't understand the logic of many retail managers, especially liquor store managers up here in New Jersey. You guys obviously have a full variety of everything. So what I brought was the St. Croix Virgin Islands Cruzan aged rum.
Yeah, that's been around for a long time. Yeah,
and a little information about it. It did win. It did win a gold medal at the 2011 San Francisco World Spirits Competition. It won 2 silver medals in 2015 in both in Los Angeles International and Tastings International, and a bronze medal in New York International Spirits in 2014. Well, it's like a beauty contest. It's like it all depends on what judges are selected, I guess. And it says here 2 to 4. It's aged 2 to 4 years in charred oak casks. Smooth, medium-bodied, aromatic taste, and clean, robust taste, rich color, blah blah blah. The usual. But so I'm going to pour it. I had it in the freezer. That's why it's frosty.
I see that.
Yeah. For some reason, I don't put whiskey in the freezer, but I'll put like everything else. Okay. Let me pour it. Everybody's favorite shot glass. Mm-hmm. I was looking for other shot glasses, but this dollar store, for some reason, doesn't get shot glasses in their shipment, whereas the Dollar Tree does. So if you're looking for glasses, folks, go to the Dollar Tree. Sounds like idolatry. That's where you got. That's where Ronald J. Terrio and myself got that heavy-duty wine glass.
I need to use that again. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a heavy-duty wine glass indeed. Ah, it is aromatic. Ah, very pleasant. You can. It doesn't have that strong, overpowering licorice molasses aroma and flavor that the Kraken rum has, or any black rum. You can tell it's smoother and aged, but it has the characteristics of the sugar cane. Slightly sweet smell and flavor also. Very pleasant. I would. It's like when I had the Patty's Irish Irish whiskey, compared it to the Jameson's, and said it was so smooth. It's and it's reasonably priced. All the Cruzan rums are fairly low priced.
I'm looking at their website right now.
Hmm.
It says
They got some Thousand Hurricane. They got a whole, coconut rum, of course, is the flavored rums are always white rums, I notice.
it says, yeah. Oh, well, a lot of the spice ones are not white. It says in 1760, a sugar mill began crushing cane at the current site of the distillery on St. Croix. Since the early 1800s, the Nelthrop family has called St. Croix home, becoming an integral part of the island's history. And for the last 200 years, the island has not only left its mark on them, but also on their rum. The unique spirit of St. Croix echoes in every bottle of Cruzan rum from the Nelthrop family, who have crafted rum on the island for generations, to the warm tropical breezes that circulate through the open air warehouses. Even the name reflects the people of St. Croix, called Crucians. Crucians. So St. Croix, a person that lives on the island of St. Croix is called a Crucian. So they got Crucian rum. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at this very tempting cocktail called a Mango Hurricane on the website page. Yeah, they have. I'm looking at four, five, six, seven, eight. I'm looking at. Oh no, I'm looking at. No, they got more. They got a lot of flavored rums. They got a big product line. I didn't even notice that. And there's a Cruzan 151 at the bottom, a spice rum. And then look at all the flavors.
Let's see.
Wow.
White, aged dark, single barrel, estate diamond. Well, I bet those are expensive. The black strap rum made with black strap molasses. How you think that would taste?
Wow.
Estate diamond, hurricane proof, coconut, vanilla, black cherry, pineapple, mango, tropical fruit, blueberry, key lime, peach. Wow, you're right. Citrus, banana, strawberry, passion fruit, raspberry, guava, the spiced, and the 151. That's the one that'll knock you where.
Right, you're damn right it would, and I can't handle the 151. Maybe some natural born lush with peg legs can do it, but I was thinking with those flavored rums that you read off, it is possible to take certain fruits, certain ones, put them in the freezer and mix them, just to see how they turn out in terms of which fruits are compatible.
Well, they have an incredible amount of. They have an incredible array of mixed drinks on their website. Recipes for cocktails. It must be 100 different recipes on this.
Mixology, and you know what? That's a good. A lot of thought was put into that website for the bartender as well as the customer that wants to throw a party and needs some ideas.
Right. I like a company that takes time and effort to do a good website, not just get lazy,
Yeah. Even though I do like some of the Scotch whiskey, like Buchanan's has a good website.
Hey, beer.
Yeah. But this is pretty well balanced with everything.
So I'm going to feature your face for a moment, and you can give us one last little rundown. Show us the.
Yeah, I'll show the bottle, and hold on. First, we have to honor something. Talking about hurricanes and and the Caribbean. Okay, here's the Cruzan bottle. All right, and like I said before, I would definitely get this again because of it's one of the great bangs for the buck, like Bacardi Black is. Excuse me. Oh. And you can smell the mild sweetness of the cane, but it's not molasses licorice like the black is. still the mild sweetness from the cane, but you can tell it was aged. And it said it was a charred oak casks for 2 to 4 years, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 to 5. So who decides? Oh, 2 years. Let's go sell it. Nah, let's wait.
Well, what happens is they probably have a rule there that they won't release it under any circumstance in less than 2 years.
Right.
And they don't go over 4. So they probably just release it to taste between 2 and 4 years. Whenever the distillery master says, see, or in English, I guess they speak English. Yes, this is it. It's ready. He tastes it.
Yeah, the Virgin Islands were a British.
Danish.
They were Danish first.
Well, what happened was there was the Danish Virgin Islands and the British Virgin Islands, and Denmark sold that to the United States 103 years ago. Yeah.
Okay. So here we go. 1760. It's an old company, and even has a signature on it.
That's that family.
Yeah. Oh, bless their hearts. They give you a signature. I like when people take the time to pay attention to detail, including education, the history, and every process involved. A lot of the, like I said before, Scotch whiskey or Irish whiskey websites are detailed like that also.
Yeah. Now I'm going to go over to mine, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Okay, so here I am, folks, and I'm looking at the Johnny Walker website, which I'm not going to do a screen share because anybody can look it up, johnnywalker.com. The red label, they say it's a nose of fresh zest from elegant Speyside and Highland malts, an exotic combination of spicy cinnamon and fresh black pepper, which crackles on the center of your tongue, and it finishes in a long smoky finish. They say they use up to 30 different Scotch whiskeys, malt and grain whiskeys in the combination. So use 30 different whiskeys. These are the recipes they recommend with this: a whiskey ginger highball, or a whiskey Scotch highball, or a whiskey rusty nail. So then if you click on it, it gives you the how to concoct the recipe.
Yeah.
Last Saturday, we went to the Sazerac Museum in New Orleans, which is free. It's the Sazerac House, and it's a museum, an interactive museum of cocktails. And you go walk around, and they have the rum room, the Sazerac rum, the Herb Saint, which is the absinthe, the rye whiskey, and then they let you try different cocktails that they make that day. In the morning, they make the cocktails, and they let you try them. And so they have so many tourists that go see that. And it doesn't cost a bit of money. Family-owned company, doesn't cost any money. So we were very pleased. Now,
yeah. And I bet that Johnny Walker Red would make a great whiskey sour.
You would assume so, yeah. This is the Piper Dean. Now, there's no website, so forget that. It just says blended Scotch whiskey, product of Scotland, oak cask matured. An expertly blended Scotch whiskey matured in fine oak casks. That doesn't mean anything because the law of Scotland is all Scotch whiskey has to be aged in oak casks. So they're just telling you they're doing what they're required by the law. But I guess for marketing reasons, people might think that's
the wood of choice, for aging fermented beverages. That almost looks like the Irish knots, the lucky knots that you see around St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, it's a nice little bottle, and the price is nice. It's only $6.49. So,
oh wow,
the Johnny Walkers would be at least $18 and probably up to $22. So we're talking about a big price difference. So I'm gonna let's see. I'm trying to show all the comments. Oh, it'll be in a few months. FACP, but not as long as people think. I don't think it's going to take as long to get there. If I just keep churning them out, you know, I can get back to Johnny Walker Blue. Getting bored with the booze reviews. Comic book or history chat may bring me back around. Okay.
History. Oh, history. Marco. So you think Marco Polo took the noodles from China, brought it to Europe, and it became spaghetti? It evolved into the Italian pasta. It's possible.
Perhaps. Now, I'm going to smell this one and see if I can figure out what it is. Nice alcohol eggs. Let's see. Getting a little smoke, a little sweet corn, I guess you'd call it, cereal grain. The peat, you know, they use those peat fires. Now, I was reading about Ireland. In Ireland, they don't really use peat for their Irish whiskey, but Scotland, they do. So that is a big difference. Okay. I haven't had too many Irish whiskeys at all.
Well, they do use peat to heat the homes and
yeah, you're
right. Dehydrated blocks of peat.
You're right. Yeah. Oh, okay. Now, woof, this is a big whiff of smoke right here. I know it's Johnny Walker already because it just hits you like a wall of smoke. It's almost like someone is barbecuing smoked pork or smoking pork. So the difference between these two is profound. Now, the Piper Dean does not have a bad aroma. It's pleasant, but it's, yeah, basic cereal grain. Think along the lines of like a non-sweetened cereal, I guess, like a grape nuts type thing. Special K, that's like some kind of old people cereal. Not kids cereal. All right.
Not Lucky Charms. What is me Lucky Charms?
No.
No, not that.
No.
Or Cocoa Puffs or Captain Crunch. Old people cereal.
Now you're drinking a Milwaukee's Best Ice. Good choice. I started going to Wonder Cuts.
Wonder Cuts. Run my hands through his hair.
Well, I run my hand through my hair when I take off my cap to make sure my hair's not all wild. It doesn't always work. I'm not wearing a cap right now. Let's see. Okay. So this is really rich and smoky. Now it's time for the taste challenge. No use dragging it out. Okay. Piper Dean. All right. Well, you get some grain alcohol, just like booze. There's a sting there from that. Then you get the cereal grain, like I said, like a box of low sugar cereal that you could have for breakfast. Along the lines, like I said, of Kix. Now, Kix is for kids, but the children don't like it because it doesn't have a lot of sugar. Their parents give it to them, and then they probably complain. Been the kind of cereal my mother would have make us eat because she didn't want us having a lot of sugar. So the only experience we had with kids cereal was what we saw on television commercials. We weren't allowed to eat that kind of stuff. So this has more of like that health food type cereal, if you know what I mean. Puffed rice or corn puffs. Okay, but it's fine. But if you're looking for smoke and a lot of heavy peat and all of that, forget it. For $6.49, not going to happen. You're going to get just a basic product. And I'm sure 99% of the people buying it are going to make the mixed drinks. And for that, it's fine. But you could sip it on its own. It's not repulsive. It's not off-putting. It's just not a whole lot of things pulling us in. But now we talk. I got the Johnny Walker for $18 because I had a $4 coupon from the company. So it was a benefit. They put that in the paper about 3 times a year. If you keep a sharp eye out, you might get some of those coupons. All right. Oh, man. It is so reminiscent of smoked pork. Say like a Boston butt, or maybe
Um,
some
yeah,
bacon.
what do you call that smoked picnic ham? They call it this. It's a smoked ham, or the spiral hams. They're smoked.
Yeah, but it's not any kind of honey baked or any kind of glazing. But it's boy, that the smoke is just incredible. It goes. It's like I was saying, a tunnel of smoke.
Huh.
If you don't like smoky products, run from this. Don't even walk away. Run away. But the people that like the smoky products would just love it. You know, it's just so rich. And then there's the peat, which is in a way overridden by the smoke. But I love smoky products. I just don't get tired of smoked turkey or anything like that. So Wonder Cuts Friar Tuck is pretty good. You can see they do a pretty good job. I had trouble in the past with these women barbers who they don't listen to instruction. I tell them, do it this way. And then they'll say, oh, you don't want it like that. Well, actually, if I'm paying you money, you're
Hmm.
supposed to do it the way I
You know,
direct.
you know, the girl that cuts my hair at Supercuts does the same thing. Oh, why don't you do this? Why don't you have it that way? What? It's like, they give you an argument about it.
Right. Now the male barbers, I tell them to cut it a certain way. They're like, okay, buddy, your hair. They don't care. They do
Yeah,
it.
but they cut with confidence. They like a woman goes snip, 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 where the male barber is like Edward Scissorhands, like snip, 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 snip. It's like they know what they're doing. And you know, I tolerate her because she like runs her fingertips through my scalp and sometimes rubs my back, so I tolerate her.
Yeah, I I used to have a barber from England, and she did a great job, but she unfortunately she dropped dead, literally, true story. And so she died about 53 years old. She was
Oh,
very overweight. She was always labored with her breathing. Her breathing was like, so I thought, I don't know, this is not good. The other lady,
like Darth Vader.
yeah, the other lady who took over seemed to like maybe she had some prescription drug addiction problems. So then I went to another place, and they were too inconsistent. Like one time it's like a weed eater cut my head, and then the next time it was all right. But then Wonder Cut seems to do a little better. So okay, now yeah, a few more comments. Oh, hey Maxwell,
Oh, Jesus.
cheapest Milwaukee's best ice in my area. Well, these days the cheapest we can get it would be 2 for $3 for the quarts, but that's not going to really happen. Prices have gone up, so maybe 2 for $3.25. The prices aren't that good, but it's still pretty inexpensive. Carol, yeah, I think you're right, but I do think the 49ers, San Francisco will probably win 24-20. That's my prediction, 24-20. Yeah, you live in a very high tax state, unfortunately. New England is, well, hey, neo-Puritans, so they started Puritanism. What do you expect?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
expensive. New England is expensive. I mean, overall.
okay, Cornell. All right, that's right.
They want to turn you into a beta chimpanzee, man. That's what they call the chivalrous gentleman, otherwise known as sucker.
Right, a dupe, a dupe, a dupe. Okay, and it takes years to learn that. Unfortunately, by the time you learn it, then you're living at your house doing Friday night hangouts. All right,
Yeah.
but
Remember
that's
the Flowbee? Remember that stupid infomercial called the Flowbee? The guys
yeah.
talked about home haircuts. Yeah, that was funny.
Taxes are necessary, but it's sort of like there are certain things that are necessary, but if you do them to excess, they become destructive, not constructive. You see, so
That's true. That's true. It's like every time you go shopping, you don't find any bargains. If you're overtaxed, it's very similar.
right. So I'm going to close out my feature saying that Johnny Walker Red Label is 3 times the price, but it's worth it. Okay, so you want to look at these things based on what you feel like spending. You want to be okay. You want to be cheap and buy something cheap, then you'll get this. It's fine. It's not repulsive in any way. I've had some liquors that were almost, it makes you wonder. But this one is, it's okay. And I know people that like Piper Dean, and it's all right. But the Johnny Walker, that's when you're living a little, And now they got some whiskey people on the internet, on Facebook, YouTube. They'll get on and make a video and slag on Johnny Walker Red like they'll talk about how it tastes like airplane glue and radioactive waste. And I think they're just trying to shine there, to get points with the big hoity-toity whiskey people, because Johnny Walker is the most popular Scotch whiskey in the world. It's an easy target. So, but I don't agree. I think it's great. And I have the blue label, which cost me a mini fortune. And I'm thinking, if this is that good, if this inexpensive one, relatively inexpensive, is this dynamite, I can't imagine what the blue label is going to be like,
Yeah, well, those are whiskey snobs. They they're overdoing it. It's overreacting if they're saying that about Johnny Walker Red. It's meant to be their not bottom of the barrel, but their mixer. What they recommend as their mixer.
I don't mind arguing with the commentators, Spad, but I don't seek that out. Some people seek out a conflict. They got a chip on their shoulder. I don't have a chip on my shoulder.
No, you gotta be like the umpire on a baseball game. You gotta give your take on something, and that's it. And then that's it. I'm done.
Yeah, I didn't prefer the 100 Pipers over Johnny Walker, but I did like the 100 Pipers. Oh, come on, Maxwell. It doesn't have a bad taste. I'm drinking it right now. This is a fabulous taste. Mm. Oh, man. Tastes so good.
New Jersey is loved deeply in my house, James. Love the shore. I love the parts of the Jersey Shore that doesn't charge a cover charge, because I flat out, and I repeat, flat out, refuse to pay to go on the beach, or to pay to change into my bathing suit, or to pay to park, or to pay $5-6 for a damn hot dog. So the Jersey Shore can be a racketeering ripoff, like Sleeside Heights or Seaside Heights and Point Pleasant. And then there's other beautiful parts of the Jersey Shore. There's many miles of nice, pristine beaches that you don't have to pay for every damn thing. But we have a lot of coastline.
It's the same here. You can go to some places that are right on the shore that are free, and you can go to other places that are clip joints. So,
yes, tourist trap, right? Tourist trap areas.
Yeah.
Hey, you can go to Florida, and I'm sure everything is pricey in South Beach, Miami, and then you could, then the rest of Florida, is free and reasonably low cost, and then you go to Palm Beach and you pay through the nose. Again,
right. I've been to some beaches in Florida that don't cost too much, like Hudson Beach on the Gulf Coast, beautiful white sand, and I see people out there swimming and sunbathing. You can go to, like you're saying, Miami Beach and get ready.
Get ready. And then there's the Keys, which I've been through so many times, Key West. And
yeah, I love Key West.
No, my Asbury Park is by Long Branch. My brother lives in Brick, New Jersey, which is right next to Point Pleasant Beach. He's on off the I guess the Manasquan Inlet. He lives on a canal. He's got the cabin cruiser and everything, and he's there. And that's north of Island Beach State Park and Seaside Heights. That's north of there. Yeah, so we definitely New England, New Jersey, even Maryland. Now Eastern Shore Maryland has got beautiful beaches. Ocean City, Maryland, I think it's called. I mean, the whole East Coast is a cornucopia of fine beaches and fishing marinas and such. The whole East Coast.
Yeah.
Baton Rouge. I remember Justin Wilson's pronouncing it Baton Rouge.
Yeah. So, yeah, I used to watch that. Okay, so I'm going to say Johnny Walker is a winner. It's an A all the way.
An A all the way.
Piper Dean is it's good. I guess it's a B, but what do you expect? It's I don't mind having two people on our hangouts. And to tell you the truth, I rather have only two people, because when I've got six people and I'm running a switchboard and I'm making sure this one does this one does that. Oh, hell, I forgot to invite somebody and this and that. I mean, it honestly, I don't really enjoy it, but
And I've seen people in the basement when you have 5 or 6 videos showing and you have somebody in the basement, and the second they're in the basement, they're like typing, "Hey, I'm in the basement. I'm in the basement." They're like freaking out, like they're in the dungeon or something, and they want to jump on, and they don't realize you can't go above 6 with
right.
yard.
It's real stressful. It's like, why am I doing this? I could just be laying in my bed watching a basketball game, enjoying myself. So
Yeah.
I actually don't mind having two.
Gordon Soley used to do Florida Championship Wrestling by himself at the Tampa Armory for many years. NWA. It was just him, and he did fine. Nobody cut him off. Nobody interrupted him. Oh, look at that! It's a hop. The bearded one. The hop is a beard. No, I mean the beard is a hop.
Right.
Oh, by the way, New England. I take that back. New England has very rocky coast. As soon as you get like north of Connecticut, it starts to get rocky.
Yeah, and the Florida Keys, people don't really swim down there because the coral rock is so sharp. You could go walking around out there and you slice your legs open.
Coral and limestone. There's a lot of limestone rock too.
Yeah, it's like razor blades,
Oh yeah. No, it's great for fishing and snorkeling and scuba diving. But I mean, I've gone fishing many times in the Keys, and it's wonderful. But as far as if you want to relax with a cocktail, a frozen cocktail under a coconut palm with soft white sand, the Keys are not. Oh, there's one place you've heard of, the 7 Mile Bridge, right, on Marathon.
Yeah, I drove on it. Yeah.
It's Route 1 is the only highway there. My aunt and uncle had a condo by a marina right before the bridge. It was called Sombrero Beach Road on Sombrero Beach, and they must have imported sand from somewhere, because it was all pearly white, soft sand. You had the coconut palms, which are much better than a beach umbrella to keep cool. But in general, the Keys are very rocky with limestone. And if you walk out, your feet hurt because you're stepping on, at the beginning, you're stepping on dead coral, not the live reef, dead coral. And because that gets washed up. So, and then you see these big land crabs with gigantic claws. It's a fascinating part of the country. Really.
Yeah, I want to go back. And I ate at a very good Chinese restaurant in Key West, actually.
Really?
Oh yeah, I loved it. I gave that restaurant a good rating.
I love noodles and dumplings and wonton. I love all that. It's my favorite.
And on Saturday we went to a Vietnamese restaurant in Eastern New Orleans. And very close to the Gulf of Mexico, went to a Vietnamese restaurant, and boy, was it good.
Yeah, they use lemongrass, like it's like Thai food. It's very aromatic and very tasty. Just don't eat any soup made from bats.
No,
you know where I'm getting
at. I'll tell you one thing about this Piper Dean. It's very doughy. It's like bread dough, which I don't mind that. I guess it has its own character. Everything doesn't have to be smoky. So I'm drinking some bread dough and some smoked pork tonight.
not crackery bready, but doughy bready.
Right. What's the name of that restaurant? I think it's called
Uh, um, some young come? No.
Pho Bang.
Excuse me. Say that again.
Pho Bang.
Full bang.
Yeah.
Okay. To full bang. My grandparents had a house in Key Largo. I like the song. Yeah, that's at the beginning. At
Right.
by Key
Right where the
Biscayne.
highway, right where the highway comes off the mainland.
Yeah, remember Key Biscayne is up there. I think Tricky Dick Nixon used to visit there, right? He had a place there. Lemongrass is wonderful. It's big. You ever see how tall they get? Lemongrass is a very pleasant. Well, all that Southeast Asian food is aromatic, like Indian food.
How do you rate your Cruzan? I bet it's going to be a high score.
It is going to be a high score. In terms of the quality of the aroma and the flavor and the smoothness and the low price, as rums go overall, I'll give it a 97% out of 100.
Wow.
This one, because it's the aged one. Now, I've had other, they call it in Spanish, añejo, aged rums.
Age, right? Yeah.
That are older than the 4 years. But there's so many rums out there.
Oh yeah, you'd never be able to try them all. I have a Bacardi Añejo Ocho.
Ocho is a number, right, in Spanish?
Yeah, 8.
The number 8. Okay.
And I have a Bacardi Reserva Diaz.
Yeah, but there's a lot of rums.
I have a 10-year Bacardi.
I didn't even know that. When I was at the liquor store here, I saw tequilas that I'd never heard of, and they were really old. I mean, aged for a long time tequilas, and they weren't cheap. So
No.
there's a lot of people out there in business to make hard liquor. That's for sure. So there's plenty.
Yeah, and I think the Bacardi 8 and 10-year are worth getting. But I was very happy that I got them for half price. I got a $70. I'll show you the case. You want to see the case I got?
No, I believe that you have a cornucopia of great bangs for the buck down south. You know, with your liquor stores, and even going into a Walmart that has a liquor department that's huge.
Yeah, I got a $70 product for $35. And if you want to, I'll show it to you real fast.
Yeah. Oh, so that restaurant was Faux Bang.
Pho Bang.
F-O or
Phobang.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that, because there's a Vietnamese restaurant in my county with that word in the front. Pho, P-H-O.
I think they pronounce it pho.
Phi Phi Pho Phum? No. Pho Bang.
It was so for good. All right.
Going to sleep? Is it that late?
Well, he lives in Russia, you see, so.
Oh, he's like 7 hours ahead of us. Something like that.
Oh, yeah.
They don't sell alcohol, and not even in Jersey do they sell alcohol in Walmart.
Okay, hold on just a moment. I'll show you what I got.
Bunch of puritanical rat bastards. You know, they're so overly concerned with corrupting our kids. Oh, our kids, the impression you're going to leave. I wanted to do, I'm good friends with pro wrestling promoters. I wanted to do an event at the church, in the church auditorium, which is huge, like a high school gym. They're like shrugging their shoulders. I don't know if we can do it. I don't know. Hey, you're going to make money doing bake sales and selling tchotchkes? I don't think so. You know, everybody's worried about our kids. Hey, if your kids have access to the internet, they've seen everything. Hams.
All right, get ready. Here we go. Now, our Walmarts do sell liquor, beer, and wine. So here's what I bought last year, 2019, around this time of the year, about 12 months ago. It's got a felt. Now the back of this is black felt. Okay, so now it's a cedar wood,
Hmm.
and
Oh,
it's
cool.
a glass front.
Wow, look at that.
Glass, not plastic. And here's the
Appleton.
now the Appleton I put in there. It didn't come with the Appleton. It only came with the Bacardi Diaz and the Reserva Ocho. Now at the top, it's got these snaps, so you snap it open.
Wow. So it's got comes with a little cedar closet. Look
You
at
can
that.
smell the cedar wood as soon as you open it. You can smell that cedar wood. I've never had moths getting in this.
That's a great box for a funeral urn, to be honest with you.
And then I've got the Reserva Ocho with a real cork, aged 10 years. This was put in the barrel in 2008, and it was not taken out of the barrel till 2018. And here's the Reserva Diaz. I'm sorry, that was the Diaz. This is the Ocho. This was from 2010, and it was taken out the barrel in 2008. And I got this $70, and it had a humidor in it. See, what you're supposed to do is drink the rum and then put cigars in here and store cigars. But I don't smoke those expensive cigars. See, on the top there's a dial.
Like a
On the
humidor.
top right here, there's a dial with the humidor. I don't want to tip these over to me, but it's got the humidifier on there. All right, and the gauge to tell you how much humidity it's got. Okay, oh, it's heavy. But so that was $70, but I got it for $35. FACP, they do have some over there at Walmart, but I don't know if they have such a big discount this year. Last year, I told my father about it. I said, what do you think? He said, I don't drink anymore. He said, but if it was me, I'd go buy it immediately. So I did, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely well worth it, really. I mean, that's a true bargain indeed.
Yeah, and those two rums are so good. And I bought the Bacardi Black at Walmart. What a beautiful product.
Oh yeah, for the price, sure. You know.
It was $14, and I bought the Bacardi Superior, the white, and I bought the Bacardi Gold. They're all so good, and it's a family-owned company. It's owned by the Bacardi family, and I think the Cruzan might benefit from having those people, the same family, distilling it for 200 years.
Yeah.
They probably have a good handle on it, don't you think?
Yep. That's an what is it, 1760 or was that 1790s?
Well, that's when they started doing work over there. But they said the family started for about 200 years. Yeah, about 200 years.
Wow. Yeah. But those 8-year that eight-year Bacardi looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, and the 10-year is good too. But I think the 8-year is better. I don't know why. I have not tried the Bud Light Seltzer yet, but I have 2 cans in my fridge in man.
Bud Light Seltzer, as if light beer was not seltzery enough.
Yeah, but now they're coming out with Bud Light Seltzer, and I bought 2 cans. You know, it never ends. I mean, what the heck? I don't take it too seriously. I have a can of flavored tequila that I bought on Royal Street, New Orleans last Saturday. It's called Monaco, and it's a lime flavored tequila. I don't know how it's going to be. It's 9% alcohol. I don't think I would want to drink too much. Last night I had the cognac crush. It was cognac, grape liqueur, and it was interesting, you know. So Hank the Mean Man says thumbs up. Thanks, Hank. We had a lot of people watching tonight. We've been on for almost an hour.
Well, that's
next Friday is the first Friday of the month. So, you know, we're going to probably have to do a Thundering Thursday.
a Thundering Thursday. You have lime is the perfect flavor for a tequila also. You know, you said something about Thundering Thursday.
Yeah, I did. We would have to go on at the same time, 7 Eastern. We may have people joining us. We may not. I don't care. I would like to have a lot, but like I've told you, I actually prefer to have just 2 people because it's much more relaxing when I got to monitor and run a switchboard, like you say. Well, then we run into situations like last Friday where I forgot to send you the link, and we were saying, "Where's James?" And then you were just getting.
How did Ronnie S get on so quick?
Well, because I put the link in Beer Talk.
Oh, and he's a member of the Beer Talk.
Right.
And then I got upset by a certain someone, and that's why I'm on Beer Talk. But anyway, that's how we did it. Okay. Thundering Thursday it is. Yeah, I mean, if there's 3 people, let's say a heavy hitter like the Whiskey Scout or John and Lily.
Yeah.
You know, 3 is not that bad.
No, when it gets to 6, it's a real headache. Now, if I'm a participant, if somebody else is running it and I'm a participant, no problem. I can sit back, make my little jokes, and I'll let the person running it have all the headaches.
Yeah, the only thing is, see, you have a following. You're a Ron DiTirio. You have a following. So if somebody that doesn't have deep roots in the fermented beverage world, then they won't have anybody really, or maybe they might, but they won't have that many.
You can't say, but you can't say that they wouldn't eventually have a big following.
Like they wouldn't have a lot of viewers. See, like with you, right now, only the 2 of us showed up for the video, but you have a lot of people watching because you have a beer, booze, and wine following, as well as your comic books, as well as sports and history and the other things. Champagne Project. You got to drink the whole freaking bottle when you open up the champagne.
Right. It's tricky. I did do the Corbel brandy last week. I haven't posted the review, but the Corbel California brandy is a great product.
Really?
I don't know what this comment is supposed to mean.
What does that mean? Now I've had a chef recommended. There is a champagne vinegar. I never knew it existed until
You're right. FACP. So I took care of that problem last week. I deleted that video. What now, James?
There's a champagne vinegar. An Italian chef told me about it, and he was right. I checked it out. I don't look because I don't drink macros. It is for peasants. Peasants. I don't drink macros. I
like Schlitz actually, but anyway.
No, I never bought it to look. I like the Genesee products as a mass-produced beer, and I like the Modelo's. But other than that, I get heartburn from all that Coors and Miller, and I gotta have.
Yeah. All right. We got to get off real soon, but let me show y'all real fast. I'll show you real fast what I bought in New Orleans in the French Quarter on Royal Street. Royal Street. Narragansett. I have tried Narragansett. I thought it was okay, but that was like about 7 years ago. I think I heard they improved it. Actually.
It sounds like a good. If it's in Rhode Island, it's probably New England puts out some great craft.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay, so hold on. All right. All right. Now, good musical. I agree, Ron. The Corbel brandy is very good and a good price. Yeah, I was saying $16.99. And when you watch the video, Vaughn, I said it was $16.99, but later on I realized I was wrong. It was actually only $14.99. It was $14.99 for a liter of Corbel brandy. All right. So here's the thing I was talking to you about. I did the Monaco cognac, but this is Monaco tequila lime crush. Okay, I'll highlight myself.
Ooh, look at that.
And they had a special. If you bought 2 cans, you got them for $5, 2 for $5 at Unique Grocery on Royal Street, New Orleans. When I was
Interesting.
12 ounces. This is made with tequila, lime liqueur, and then you got your artificial flavorings and your certified color. Now the cognac crush was made with natural flavors, not artificial, natural flavors and food coloring. So, I mean, you take it for what it is. I mean, it's not like Julia Child, the French chef, but it might be all right. Now, this product is more authentic, and I got this for the best price in the history of liquor sales. I bought this at International Market in Metairie, Louisiana, last month, or maybe in November, but I think it was December. This is called Southern Comfort Fiery Pepper. I'm sure everybody's heard of Southern Comfort, obviously.
Yep.
And then it's got the New Orleans water meter cover. If you go to New Orleans, they have water meters, but they're covered with this Crescent City.
Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, Southern Comfort is like a bourbon liqueur.
Yeah, right, exactly. And they even make a 101, a 100 proof. I'm sorry, but this one is made in conjunction with
Tabasco, another Louisiana legend.
Right. So this thing here, oh man, it tells you put it in the refrigerator and chill it. So when you try this one, it is like sweet, and then it hits you with the spices and then the Tabasco. So it's like bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, the Avery Island, Louisiana, and then the Dollar Tree has something, a hot sauce called Louisiana's Finest or Best or something like that.
Pretty good. You know, you got to check. If you get with me privately, we'll look at who makes that. I might be able to give you some feedback on that.
Yeah, it's actually I've used it many times. Then there's Pete's.
Yeah, Pete's. That's not from Louisiana, but
no, but yeah, the one in the Dollar Tree, it has the word Louisiana, Louisiana's Best. Or I was digging the instrument, James Peter. But, well, that's the intermission halftime show when Jay has to go somewhere. That's it. The McElhaney family.
I had to go into the next room in the kitchen.
Yeah. No,
well, this one here. What I'll say this, and then I have to get off the air. It's dark because they add caramel color, and people flip out over caramel color, but I don't know why. People must be ignorant. Because do you know what caramel is? You take sugar and you put it in a pan,
cook it,
and you brown it.
Yeah, it's brown. It's browned sugar. That's what they pour over flan pudding. Caramel. Yeah, but there was some woman that came on the internet about 6 years ago, and she was talking about how caramel caused cancer. Listen, that's she's out of her mind. I'm so happy you pronounce it caramel, and you don't say that wussy way of a caramel. Caramel. What the hell is a caramel? Caramel. It's spelled caramel, and I say caramel. Exactly. It has 3 syllables. Sorry, folks. That sorry, folks is right. But so they give it a little color because otherwise it'd probably be almost clear. They add the Tabasco sauce, and then the Southern Comfort is a whiskey that's aged with spices, and they don't let you know what the spices are because it's a secret ingredient. But it was invented in Louisiana in the 1870s. There was a man who was a pharmacist. He had what they called back then an apothecary. And he invented Southern Comfort as, well, actually in the 1870s, it was a
a tonic. It wasn't a liquor. It was something that they would give people if they had, I don't know.
Did you know that vermouth was originally a medicinal tonic in the Middle Ages in Italy, I believe? Vermouth.
No,
Yeah.
but a German woman told me that Jägermeister is what Germans drank when they got stomach trouble.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I told you the story, but the Irish woman was telling me how her mother put medicinal herbs in a bottle of Patty's Irish whiskey, and
Oh, right, because they couldn't afford to go to the hospital.
yeah, they couldn't afford a doctor, and it became a tincture, herbal extract for after a month.
Well, this Southern Comfort is interesting because it's a rush. There's a rush of two items. On one hand, you get a rush of sugar and spices, whatever herbs they use. They'll never tell you. You'll never find out. And secondly, you get the Tabasco sauce, which is very vinegary. So some people would hate it, but I think it's great. Like my friend David was just saying, oh man, it's got such a interesting vegetable. It's almost like a vegetable quality. It's almost like a Bloody Mary, you know, because they have the green bean and sometimes.
Oh, yeah, it's like drinking a salad, sure.
Yeah, so this is dynamite. And I'll tell you this before we get off the air. I bought this full-size bottle. This is not a small bottle. You can see that. I bought it for $3.99 at International Market.
Oh.
So then my friend David called me. He says, guess where I am? I said, International Market. Yeah, I'm buying a bottle. I said, I knew you couldn't resist.
You know, a couple raw eggs and a Bloody Mary can be an instant breakfast.
Man, no, I did not buy that. What? Say that again. Say that again.
Southern Comfort would pair good with pancakes. will pair good with pears too. Canned pears.
No, repeat what you said, James.
Oh, what did I say? Oh, a couple raw eggs in a Bloody Mary can be an instant breakfast.
I'd be afraid to eat raw eggs.
Yeah, if you don't know the source, there might be Salvatore Manella, right, in the yolk.
Yeah, I would be. I'd rather take my eggs and put them in the extra virgin olive oil and get them good and scrambled or.
Especially when you slice, if you fry your sliced chorizo, andouille sausage in the pan in a skillet and get those spices out and then put the egg in, the beat eggs in there.
I ate the rest of the andouille earlier this week. That andouille was really good. What I did was I took some split pea soup.
Right.
Sliced the andouille sausage and mixed it all up in the split pea soup and heated it up to where it was scalding in my mouth. And andouille sausage pairs so well with split pea soup.
Could you imagine getting a well, I have one anyway. Get a crock pot. You soak black eyed peas or whatever legume of your choice. Could be the French lentils, which I happen to like. It could be anything. And you put
field peas.
Yeah. They call cow peas, which is a dark version of black eyed peas. And then you put a whole heaping helping of sliced andouille, and you brown it at the bottom in a skillet because the crock pots really don't brown anything. And with extra virgin olive oil, and then you make your bean soup or pea soup with that sliced andouille.
Sorry, I wasn't showing your face. I just forgot.
No. Oh, doesn't my avatar show up when you go widescreen?
No. But you're right. Yeah, that sounds really good. And
yeah, lima beans are also have a unique flavor. Well, they're all good. Chickpeas are good.
Yeah, there's a bean company down here called Camellia, and Camellia makes a bag of something they call Lady Cream Peas. I think that would be good. It's called Lady, Lady, Lady Cream Peas.
You ever see that? What is it? 10 bean mix or 20 bean mix or?
Oh yeah. They have the bag soups. Yeah, from like from Minnesota.
Jackrabbit Company, or well, we have the two Spanish companies. We have Goya, Vitaros. We have Jackrabbit brand. We have
Bob's Red Mill.
Yeah, Bob's Red Mill from Oregon. The guy with the
Yeah.
Abe Lincoln beard. It's good company. I used I go to Whole Foods and I get the organic Lundberg Family Farms brown rice, the organic non-GMO. It's in the bulk section. You know, you shovel it and put it in the bag. Get the PLU sticker. You know, it's pretty good. But yeah, Bob's Red Mill, it has a huge product line, but any beans or peas, I don't care if it's called Elmer Fudd Company. I mean, if the price is right. Legumes are rich in soluble fiber. It's very, very good for your health. And Super Bowl.
I think the lady cream peas would be very good if you took some bacon fat and put them in there, and with some red onions, maybe.
Yeah, from smoked slab bacon, not Oscar Mayer, but some really nice smoked slab bacon. Put a big chunk of that and brown that at the bottom.
Yeah. Well, This was a fascinating hangout tonight. I did a fantastic scotch, and I did a pretty good scotch, actually. I can't rip on Piper Dean too much, especially when you're paying $6.49. And then I did a nightcap with the Southern Comfort, which has been around since 1874, and there's something to be said for that.
And you showed some collectibles and some other odds and ends.
Show some collectibles. This has been on the market for 146 years. 146 years, still family owned, by the way. So you did a family operated company from the former Danish Virgin Islands, now the U.S. Virgin Islands. I think the United States paid $17 million for the Virgin Islands.
Oh, really?
17 million. But
that was a lot more money than they paid for Manhattan Island over here.
Right. What was that? Some pearls.
some wampum.
Yeah, like glass beads.
Like for the Hikawi Indians, like on F Troop. You know, where the heck?
That was really dirty. You know, that was kind of dirty because the Dutch and the English knew what they were doing. In the Indian culture, when they would give you something, what they really meant was they were letting you use it.
Oh, that's where that term Indian giver came from.
Right. And so then the Indians would come back later and say, well, we're here to take it back.
Yeah, you were only borrowing our gift.
Right. The Dutch and the English said, wait a minute. When you sell something to us, you ain't getting it back.
Well, they say Dutch people, well, they used to say that about Scottish too. They have alligator arms. They have short arms and deep pockets. Hey, I got the check. Jay, don't worry. I got the check. I can't reach it. There's a commercial up here about that. You know, the alligators at the dinner table with friends. Don't worry, I got it.
Good thing they're not out with me, because I'd just sit there until they got it. I wouldn't respond, you know.
You believe me, I know a couple individuals that really do have alligator arms, and I knew talking about the tricks of the trade with a lot of women. I knew a girl who used to rush to the ladies' room when the check came. Gee, what a coincidence that she ran to the ladies' room when the check came.
Yeah, it's a bizarre coincidence.
She made a dash for it too, like a ricochet rabbit, or what do you call that? Road runner.
Well, anyway,
Yeah.
If you ever come down here, I'll show you some interesting foodography places.
Yeah, how is that Acme Oyster House in New Orleans? Is that overrated or is that a great place?
We were talking about that Saturday. Acme has name recognition because a lot of tourists go there, you know.
It might be a tourist trap.
And they're lined up. But across the street is Felix. Now, Felix Oyster House, which has been there since about 1923, my friend David said, look, nobody's in line. I said, oh, yeah, because they don't put ads in the big New Yorker magazine and all that. I said, if you ask me, I told David, I said, if you ask me, Felix is better than Acme. He said, I agree with that. I agree with that. But, you know, so Acme has all the glitter and the lights and flashy. And then Felix is just like they shuck the oysters and you eat them. And if you don't, you know.
And they make other popular regional dishes.
Crawfish bisque, a seafood platter with fried oysters, fried shrimp, fried catfish.
But I believe what you told me, because they have to work much harder to be better than Acme because they don't have the budget to be advertising, like you said.
My problem with Acme was I paid $20-something and I got enough food to put in my mouth in one bite.
Oh my God! Oh, forget it. Then I would starve having dinner there.
But when I went to Felix, I had enough food to bring home and eat a meal the next day.
There you go. No more needs to be said about Felix. I will look up their website, if they have one, and I will put it on the group.
Felix's Oyster Bar and Seafood Restaurant in New Orleans. Been there since 1923. They put a new location out on the lakefront by Lake Pontchartrain.
Yep, and I put it on Everything is Food. Now, don't forget, Ronald J. Theriot tomorrow morning has Dawn Busters, I believe.
Yes, at 6:30 Eastern Time.
Yeah, Dawn Busters, and you're going to be doing rum, I think. Have you done any bonded?
I'm going to do some rum. I'm going to do some rum.
Going to do some rum.
Old Granddad and Wild Turkey. Somebody asked me if I did bonded whiskey. No, I did Old Granddad bonded. Yes, Old Granddad and Old Crow bonded.
Oh yeah, I love the label on Old Crow. That's so funny. Looks like a Heckle and Jekyll, like a magpie, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and the man's last name was Crow. He was from Ireland. His name was Crow. Scotland. Dr. James Crow. He was. Okay. Well, thanks, folks. Thanks for watching this video production. We did a lot of talking. We had a good time. We hung out like people do. You know, they go out to the bar, they hang out. You know, good times. You know.
You play a rooster crowing on Dawn Busters?
Yeah.
But look at the bright side. Nobody can interrupt you. You don't have to entertain. You could do monologue after monologue after rant after rant.
And I'm very well known to do that.
And